Today on Mike's Place, we are looking at Stumpy's Old Monroe Straight Wheat Whiskey. This thing is amazing. Review. I spent a half day last week, this past week rather, with Adam and Laura Stumpf. They own Stumpy's Spirits in Columbia, Illinois. What makes it very unique, and a lot of you already know this, so I'm not trying to reteach you something you already know, but Stumpy's Spirits is located in a very rural, gorgeous area, very close to Waterloo, Illinois as well. And his property is a working farm, but also a working distillery. And below the property, they have a beautiful limestone aquifer that provides water very similar to that in Kentucky to give his whiskeys an amazing flavor. So I'm already biased, I'm not gonna lie. I had a great morning with both Laura and Adam, discovering not just the history of Stumpy's, because I knew a lot about it. I was looking really at where they are now and where they're going. So I'm going to do a quick little tasting of his fantastic, of their, Laura and Adam, their straight wheat whiskey. And then I'm going to play a little video from some of the interview I did with Adam as he was kind of walking me through his distillery and his practices there. So first of all, this is a bottled and bond. So again, if you are learning about whiskey, bottle and bond just means it has to be aged for at least 4 years, and it has to be aged in a bonded warehouse, which really stems from the Prohibition era and pre-Prohibition era, where we had to kind of make sure that whiskeys were safe to drink, bourbons were safe to drink, and by bonding it, it gave the consumer some protection, knowing that the whiskey was what the producer said was in the bottle and didn't include some nasty stuff that would be harmful and or fatal. Here we go. That's a great seal. Good job, guys. Notice also the tax stamp on the top. Not really tax stamp. It's just for looks, but it looks pretty fantastic. Also, bottle and bond products have to be aged for a minimum of 4 years. I'm going to pause real quick. Got it. There we go. There's that pop. Bottle and bond, 100 proof, at least aged for 4 years. This product is, again, straight wheat whiskey. It's 100% soft red winter wheat, which if you know your wheated bourbons, you know that this is typical of a lot of wheaters that provide a soft, mellow drinking experience. I won't name producers' names, but anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first off, this pour out the gate is just absolutely fragrant. There is soft red fruits along with a lot of grain, which I really like in my wheated bourbons. And yes, it's not a bourbon, it's a whiskey. Oh, man. It's candy-like, but there's also this little hint of savoriness to it as well. On my scale, 0, 1, 2, this is a 2 for the nose. Unexpected, unique, and it really draws me into the pour. Let's give it a taste. And that is, again, when you have a wheated whiskey, it's mellow, it's soft. This envelops the tongue. It doesn't surprise me in any way. It matches the nose very well. It is streaking below its proof point. I don't get 100 proof off of this in my palate, but the finish, there it is. That back heat comes back up a little bit. Guys, that's a solid bottle of whiskey. And it really has finesse. So the nose 2, palate, I'll give it a 1. It's expected flavors. The finish is a 1. Is what I expect. It just follows through beautifully, start to finish. It's a 4 on my scale, which puts it for me in a buy category. And if you see this on the shelf, I would definitely recommend snagging one. And yes, I'm biased because I really do like Adam and Laura. I like the property. I like what they're doing there, but I really like this pour. So in the next clip, I'm going to play a bit where Adam is pumping, or he has a pump pumping some Bottle and Bond bourbon from a barrel into a batching container so he can bottle it. He is producing for another entity. I'm not going to name the entity because I said I wouldn't do that, but he is producing for others, and that's kind of a neat side to his business that he can produce enough to actually contract distill as well. So guys, watch Adam, learn a little bit, and I will see you next week. Sorry. I knocked something, sorry.
All good. The schnooks that are that's 118.8.
118.8?
Yep. We've got a few different iterations of Old Monroe coming. One of them is a throwback to the original bottle that we have. It's distilled in 48, bottled in 53. And we have a viable yeast strain out of the old distillery. ISC reverse engineered the whiskey to get a barrel profile for us. We've been in contact with a former master distiller's family, so after our rye harvest this summer, we'll have fresh rye, so we're going to make the first throwback version of Old Monroe, which would be like vintage, like 1937 recipe, basically.
That is so cool.